call it goddamn time. And if that's the real Miss Sin, I swear to God.
Hello.
It is the real Miss Sin.
Hello, douche. Hello. Hello, douche.
You just call me a douche. That's not nice. That's not nice.
Hello, douche.
God damn. How you doing, Miss Sin?
I'm doing good. How's everyone else doing on this fine Saturday evening?
How you loving America?
America, fuck yeah. It's
Good
the
to see you, Miss Sin.
fucking,
I always love talking to you.
it's the greatest place on earth. What could be better than America? I swear to God. I
Well, it's
gotta
not
tell
something
you,
like- I
I'll
mean,
tell you what.
I'm
I'll
really
tell
happy for you, Miss
what.
Sin. I'm happy for you. I'm really, really happy for you that you found someone to spend time with. I really am.
Thank you. Thank you. I heard a conversation earlier. Somebody sent me a link. You guys are talking about race and black people and stuff, and it was just funny because like I don't know. There's just this. I think that there's like a lot of stereotype going on when it comes to interracial relationships. There is a lot of
Thank you.
Oh yeah, there is.
Going with the
right?
skinny black guy and the big white girls.
Yeah.
Saying right now.
Well, wait, maybe not. Maybe it's not that stereotypical. Actually, nah, just kidding. But yeah, you know what? I think that like when you meet someone and you have like an instant connection, whatever race they are is like the last thing that you think of. Like you don't think about it, right? It doesn't occur to you to be like, what's your background? What are you?
Well, I mean, okay, I'm going to be completely honest.
I mean, it's
here
obvious
right now.
if somebody's black.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm going to be judged for it. I'm going to be brutally honest. Look, I do not find women of the Orient or the Pacific Islanders attractive. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I don't find, women of the opposite persuasion of me fucking that attractive. It's just me. It has nothing to do with any other belief other than I just don't find them as attractive as I do Caucasian women. That's just who I am. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think, but I've fucking been damn sure been judged for that shit.
I get it.
I mean, I'm not talking like Pete Arthur here, okay? I'm not talking segregation or nothing.
Yeah. No. I understand. I mean, like, I could never picture myself as an Asian man for sure. Like, but at one point in my life, I was like, I never thought I had never been with a black man before. I didn't even know black men. There's just not black guys where I lived. There is no black men where I live. So, things happen though. And then you just, that's like the last thing that you think about. It just doesn't, it's a completely irrelevant issue when you find someone that you have a connection with, The thing is, when it comes to like Asians and blacks, it's like obvious what they are. So, you already have that barrier if it's in your mind.
Whoa.
Is May
it's obvious
is May
all are.
here?
It's obvious we all are.
I've never spoken to May before.
Never spoken to May before, have you, Miss? Okay.
No,
well, here's
I've
your
never
impression.
spoken to her before, and I guess I'm never going to speak to her. I think she's radio silent.
I think she's here. Just I have to. Where you at, Miss May? Are you here? This is your introduction to Miss Sin.
There's actually there's something else that I wanted to clear up because
I'm here, but I'm eating a steak. Hello.
Hi, how are you? There was something else that I wanted to clear up because I do get clips, people do send me stuff, and there's been like a lot of discussion about this whole Sam Hill thing and the 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, so you're the one that can. You're the one, probably the only one that could clear this up.
I feel like I you know, like one of the only people who heard the conversation. One of the only. I say that again because I wasn't the only one there. This was a very long time ago. I'm talking 6, maybe even going on 7 years ago, which is
It's before my time.
crazy. Yeah, it's
Before
a
my time.
long time ago. Um, our groups were very small back then, like very, very small, you know, 4 or 5 people in a chat kind of thing, right? And it was just a story that he told. And I would say that for the most part, everyone was kind of half listening because Sam back then was not the same Sam that he is now. He was a completely different person.
I told him that
I
too.
guess
And
all of us.
I had the same conversation with him, and Russell has too. And he does not listen to us. I like Sam. You know, if you would go back to who you were, you know, just 4 years ago, people enjoyed your live stream so much more. Even the people that hated you
Yeah,
enjoyed your
and
live
he
stream so much
thinks that like he thinks that I repeat this. I've only said it a couple times. It's not like it's something that I went around spreading or anything. I've literally only said this a couple of times because it's not that big a deal to me. And you know, you can crucify me for that all you want, but like when Sam said that he started writing his wife when she was 16, um, he was really pushing this whole narrative that he was in his 30s. And this was, you know, 7 years ago. And we all sort of laughed.
36 or 37, I do believe. I think is what
Correct.
the age was.
Yeah. So, you know, um, it was all just noise. Like it was all just like, oh, this kind of crazy guy is on here telling crazy stories about his life. They could be true. They're probably bullshit. He's just a performer. Like that's how I see Sam, is as like a performer. He's just, you know, somebody that puts on a show.
So I'll say, I'll kind of clarify what you're saying. So what Sam used to do is Sam used to have like more of a structured kind of show where it was a performance and everything was structured. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked beautifully. It really worked beautifully. He just doesn't do it anymore. Most people here don't even. Maybe Rev, you, myself, maybe Mojo, maybe Miss Mojo. I don't even know. That's about the only ones of us that actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah, like I did a show with Sam when he was like like new here. And it's just so crazy the person that he's become compared to what he used to be, which is like he allowed himself a little bit of vulnerability back then that he just does not allow now. Like he's become sort of this like a megalomaniac, uh you know, conductor, which is
Become a
weird.
manipulator and a fucking conniver of situations to fucking use these situations to his benefit. Is exactly what he's doing. He does it very well where fucking people don't really understand what he's doing. Some of us old timers know because we've seen it. This just becomes so much worse.
Yeah, and I mean, when he said that he started writing her letters when she was 16, what initially his story was that his brother had been to the Philippines and met his wife there and sort of put Sam on the same path. Like somehow there was a connection made there between his brother and his wife. So it wasn't like so far out of the realm of possibility that he did meet someone that way and just started writing letters to her. Um, and he told us that he had bought her family a TV, and put her cousin or sister through nursing school or something like that, and all of these things. Like he was, you know, financing her family. And then eventually she came to America. as far as I know, like it who knows how much of that's true and how much isn't. Like, who knows how much of anything is true that people say on here. People just lie all the time for the sake of self-preservation or whatever. But yeah, I have no idea if he was telling the truth, if that is actually the case or not. But I mean, if it is true and he did write her at 16 years old, I mean, he would have been a much older man, if we're being really, really honest here. But I thought he was just doing this like weird, like rock star sort of like Jimi Hendrix flax, where he was like, my wife was 16 when I started writing her. That's like, I thought that was what he was going for, like the cool guy, the cool older guy angle. And it was just, I don't think anybody really took it seriously at all.
No, none of us took him seriously. We knew what I mean, none of us did really take him seriously, but he was still fun. He was fun. Jackass as it sounds, man. Fucking Sam used to be so much different. Like nobody fucking knows it. And Rev, look, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with the fuck I want it to all go away shit. But if it went back to the way it used to be, dude, I'd have a blast. See, to this day, Sam's streams are the only live stream I've ever watched completely that I didn't catch live. To this day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, hey, whatever. Like his wife, if we're being completely honest, probably has a significantly, if he did write her at 16 and he did bring her to America and marry her as a very young girl when she reached, of age, as he says, those are his words, by the way, of age, he says, of age. Then I'm willing to bet that she probably does have a better life in America, even if it is with him, than, whatever like shithole slum she came from. For sure. Like she probably does have a much better life, right? Let's be honest. They have scheduled sex once a week. It is, what is it? Contractual sex once or twice a week.
What?
Yeah, that he said that's the deal. He told us that years ago, that was their deal, that they have contractual sex X number of days a week.
Oh fuck, he's gonna be so pissed.
They're not my words though. Those are his words. And it, again, I say,
does it matter if they're his words? Does it matter?
I'm sure that even under those circumstances, no matter how crazy that sounds to regular people, she still has a better life where she is than where she was. So, which is actually the saddest part. That is what's sad about it, right? Isn't that the saddest part? That
Rev, if this happens tonight, I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna break your fucking legs. Right. Sorry. Sorry.
That's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
If the stars get the fucking, we're at home. We better not fucking lose this game. I'll be so goddamn mad.
So, yeah, I mean, all the best to Sam. I'm just glad. I'm happy for Sam that he found someone to come to America and take care of him, because that's where he's at in his life, that he needs, care. Full-time care probably, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, he's already saying I doxed him. He's already Christopher Anthony Hathaway. He's saying I doxed him.
Yeah, everybody doxed Sam. I remember there was this whole, actually, I'm not going to get too into it, but there was this like whole ass conspiracy about Sam's whereabouts a couple years back, and it was pretty intense. People thought they had his like echolocation.
Yeah. Well, there was also the Vern incident. There was also the Vern incident.
Yeah.
which was quite hilarious. I mean, I still haven't heard the clip where Sam's wife says anything about Vern, but it's always funny to hear Sam's wife. She was on the other day. Like, the neighbors can hear you. The neighbors can hear you. And she was pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love Sam. I did. I had a really soft spot in my heart for him. Honest to God, I did, because he reminded me of my grandfather, and that's not me being catty or trying to swipe at him, but I really did have this sensitivity for him because he just had this grandfatherly way about him that made you feel vulnerable and open yourself up to him more so than you would the average person. And that's exactly how he takes advantage of people and uses that down the road whenever it suits him, which is unfortunate, but that's what he does.
Say the worst case of that is with me and the phone call I made after I saw the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. That really does piss me off. It does piss me off that he fucking uses that against me. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah, I had really him and I used to DM years ago, years and years and years ago. We used to DM, and I would tell him about my children, and not super personal stuff, but things that we were going through at the time. And then he when he got mad at me, he turned around and would use that against me. And it's dude, are you weird? What the fuck? You're too old for that shit. You're not a troll. You're an old man. What are you doing?
I mean, I'm sorry. Look, man, I cannot describe to y'all what I saw about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. I can't tell y'all what I saw, okay? It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know where to turn. I had no idea what to do. I called Sam because I couldn't call my mother, couldn't call my father, I couldn't call my friends. What was I supposed to do? And shit haunts me to this day, and it's used against me. I don't understand that. I don't understand.
Yeah, he weaponizes every opportunity that he can against people, which is just a very strange way of moving through life to me. I don't understand what the benefit of that is. If he actually does have the educational background that he says he does, then it is sort of a dark and twisted form of manipulation to then utilize that against people just for your leisure.
I mean, this isn't something if he would have seen the shit that I seen, he couldn't do it, okay?
Yeah, I remember that was going around a couple years back, and I messaged
Poon, I never thought you lied about it, Poon.
it was a thing. It was an actual real thing, because I remember that very
I believe Poon for sure, yeah.
I didn't see it personally, but there was a very short period of time, I think it was 2 or 3 months, where somebody was going around and doing that, and they hit a few people. And I was even afraid to watch streams, because I was afraid that it was gonna pop up. It was that heavy. And I warned other people that I knew that were just regular streamers. I was somebody's going around and dropping
Some
this
dark criminal shit, right?
Yeah, and
Fucked
it
up.
was it was so alarming that I was afraid to even watch streams, because God forbid
Yeah.
to even, because I've never seen I've, thank God, never seen anything like that, and I don't want to. And it was
Yeah. Can't imagine. Yeah.
yeah, it was this weird time where somebody was just going around and just dropping that.
That's why I wish Sam would stop. I think it's dangerous what Sam's doing. when it comes to him saying that Poon could have been lying about it, but it's a could have. But so just because he could have, we could all be lying about everything in our lives, right? I think it's dangerous to shame somebody when you're not sure. Just say nothing. And that's just my opinion. Even
Yeah.
if you think that, don't say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Poon's lying because it was a thing. Like it really was happening, and
Yeah, I never thought Poon was lying
it
about
did
that. Yeah.
and Poon and I used to hate each other like with a visceral rage, and
Same. We kind of
I
fucking hate each other right
still
now, but I would
I
never
s-
say that Poon was lying.
yeah,
But
I still believe that happened to him.
just give me a second. Our problems were instigated by somebody else, though. That was the problem. It should have never happened. It did, unfortunately. It doesn't matter anymore. That stuff is no longer fucking. It's no longer a
Yeah.
factor.
History stays in the past.
I mean, we've come to a report. We've come to an understanding, and things that were said that I did and or said I was doing. Came from. People figured it out. It's just people figured it out, regardless of whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. The other shit does. Like y'all don't understand, and I can't explain it.
Well, that's good then, because
Poon, you don't have to either. You should never have to explain it. You said it
yeah,
once. Anybody else who has like any type of doubt or anything, they can go fuck themselves. I think it's extremely nasty for anybody to doubt what you said. Why would you make that up? And you don't have to answer that question. Why would you make it up? I don't think you would. So you don't owe anybody anything, Poon.
thank God that that period is over. That's all I know. And I think a lot of people used that as like a learning experience now. So I think a lot of people are more careful about who they let up, and the filtration process of allowing people on streams for that exact reason. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and I think it's been at least
It,
for the best in that way, right?
yeah, absolutely. It's pretty simple, not like Geno, whatever. So why do you keep coming back on the show? If Poon doesn't want me up here, he could fucking kick me, dude. It's that simple.
Yeah, you and Alex are not great, eh? Not getting along well, I guess. That's unfortunate. I've known Alex for a really long time too, as long as I've known Sam. And
Yeah, he's an abusive piece of shit.
yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I've never been in a relationship with him, so I don't know that. I just know that we used to hang
Thank
around
God, sister.
together. We hung out a lot, and he's a really funny guy. He's very bright. He's very witty, and that's what I know of Alex. But I'm sorry that your
That's safe.
experience was.
Funny, smart, bright, and witty. That's a good place to end it. Sam Hill's a pedophile. It's been proven. Goodbye.